Warning: the following program is intended for a mature audience. It may contain language or opinions that are not suitable for some listeners.
This week on the show, an Extinction Rebellion protester is really taking his protesting into the air in UK. May sound like a low-budget horror film, but parts of the US are currently fighting zombie deer. And a family in Amsterdam was found hiding in a basement, waiting for the end of time. It is October 20th, 2019. This is the 2 Cent Show. Hey guys, welcome to the 2 Cent Show. How you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I hope your eyes are open. I hope your tails are bushy. I am To the Renting Gryphon. Going to be here with you, and here's Featherhoof. Hello, Featherhoof.
Hello there, bitches.
This week I'm sitting here right now, and I'm trying to find some kind of crazy thing that I can talk about that happened this week. I'm having a really hard time doing that. This was just a smooth week for me for almost everything, you know? There was nothing really crazy that went on, nothing really weird that happened. I had a good burger yesterday. That's about it. So, but
week was kind of just chill.
It was a very chill week, which we hate on 2 Cent Show. We hate chill weeks. We want weeks that'll make us laugh.
I think it's because the weather's changing. Everything's getting cooler. So everyone's just you're like, the heat was baking our brains, and now that it's getting cooler, we're just sort of like, all right.
I can calm down now. It's not so nothing so tragic anymore today because it's cooler. Yeah, we did get some cooler weather. I mean, obviously, fall is starting to come around here. I don't know about over there or wherever else you are. I'm happy. Fall is my favorite season of the entire decade.
Yep.
And so
just for this decade, it's your favorite.
For this particular decade, it's my favorite season. But I'm happy to see all the leaves turning and falling and the cooler temperatures and all that. Yeah, I'm
I know you got the beautiful scenery out there in the mountains, but here when you get out to some nice wooded areas and you just look out of the hills and you just see all the reds and the oranges and the greens and the purples and it's the yellows and it's just sort of like, oh my fucking god, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It's like when we die, we're ugly. When a human body dies, we're ugly as shit. But when trees die, why is it so goddamn beautiful when trees die?
It's pretty when trees die. I don't know why. I mean, I'd like it if I died and then just bits of me kind of fell down, like just Thanos just fucked me up, you know? It was like, that would be kind of cool, you know? That'd be neat. That'd be a neat way to go, you know?
Yeah.
Hope you guys have had a great week. I don't know. Just let us know in the comments. We're always reading those. And let us know how your week went. Some people didn't have a great week, as you'll see coming up. So let's go right into the world news.
Please, bring in the world news.
So I don't know if have you been watching the news over in the UK lately?
In the UK? No.
Yeah, okay. See, I try to keep my mind or my eye on, news from all over the place if I can. And,
okay.
Very big, they're doing this extinction thing over there where there are a lot of people who are protesting. And they're doing things like they're like super gluing themselves to the streets so that cars can't get through.
I think we did a story on that, actually.
Did we do a story on that already?
I think we did, yeah.
Well, yeah,
it sounds familiar.
Well, they're doing that over there. They're trying to be the most pain in the butt that they can be. And recently, actually, this just happened a few days ago. Somebody was like on a train. They're on an electric-powered train for passengers.
So clean energy.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
So they're stopping a train, which is the solution to their problem. By the way, because they want to get people off the streets. They don't want everybody to have their own car. So they go over to the train station and they stop electric trains that are taking people in mass. around.
We don't want less cars on the road. More people shouldn't be driving around everywhere. Let's stop the trains.
Yeah, stop the trains.
What?
I don't know. Well,
Okay.
we got one dude here. Brilliant, this guy. An Extinction Rebellion protester glued himself to the top of a British Airways plane at London City Airport today. The man identified by Extinction Rebellion as a former Paralympic, yeah, that's right, cyclist James Brown, was seen clinging to the aircraft in a video streamed online by the protest group. The 54-year-old who won a bronze medal at London 2012 glued himself to the top of a British Airways Embraer 190 jet. And he said, and this was what he quoted himself. He's being streamed live now as he's super glued to this plane. Yep. And here was his quote. "Here I am on top of a fucking aeroplane at City Airport. I hate heights. I'm shitting myself." That was his final statement on the matter. Before,
as far as I'm concerned, if it was me, that would be his final statement because plane's taking off now.
I don't see why not. Somebody puts themselves in that kind of danger. It's like, that's your problem. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Nope. But yeah, they're doing all this crazy stuff over there because a lot, and this part's kind of sad to me, in a way, is because they bought into this sky is falling narrative. That's being put out, and there's a lot of people out there that think that the world's only going to last 10 more years and then we're all going to die, and they really honestly believe that, and so they're super gluing themselves to airplanes and trains and trying to get people to stop the cars, which what do they think that's going to do,
I mean, it's there's nothing wrong with wanting to save the environment and all that jazz. Okay, cool. We should all band together and find new methods of power, clean energy and all that jazz, and incorporate that shit. These are good causes and everything like that. But here's the thing. The sky ain't falling.
Yeah,
we ain't gonna die in 10 years.
Well, at least it's not falling nearly it's not falling nearly as fast as they say it's falling. We'll just say that. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love listening to the people like, if we don't get this done within the next 5 years, we'll be past the point of no return. There'll be irreparable harm. It's like, I don't know about that. Come on. Well, I'm no scientist like. But,
science McScientist.
I still don't. I don't really buy that.
Yeah, well, and you got to remember, here I am, and this is like maybe to some of you younger folks out there, because there's a lot of younger folks that listen to the media these days, and listen to people like, well, honestly, like AOC, who, tells us that in a few years Miami's going to be underwater, and 12 years and the whole world's going to be gone. And there's some people who listen to that and they believe it. Listen, I'm nearly 50 years old. Do you know how long in my life people have been saying it's going to end? The whole damn thing. Every single year of my life, somebody's saying it's going to end. It's going to end this year. It's all going to end. All
the times I've heard about the earthquakes that are supposed to be, like all these earthquakes that are supposed to have, destroyed California in its entirety by now.
Oh yeah. It's supposed to have begun. There were people saying in the 60s, there were people saying that we weren't going to have any breathable air by the 80s. By the 80s, we were supposed to already have been, completely messed up. But no, that's not the way it worked. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm concerned about the environment. I think that there are some things that we need to do to protect it and to help it along. But I don't think the answer to that is to turn to a 16-year-old who's standing in front of people saying, I want you to cry, I want you to be afraid, and I want you to panic, and then super gluing yourself to a goddamn street somewhere. That's not what we need to be doing. We need to sit down, we need to discuss what can be done about this, what's going to help the most, and then we need to take off and do something about it,
But at the same time, it's not exactly like this is new. And we've had people, killing themselves over fear of the end is nigh, just for fucking ever.
Oh yeah.
Every time that what they believe to be even semi-credible, theory that the war's going to end, that you got these, idiots that are either get super angry and like, oh, rubble, riot, or they, are off themselves. Remember when Y2K? People were out there selling their shit, like all of their shit, and then killing themselves because of Y2K.
Oh yeah. There were people that buried themselves in buses and all because it was all over. It was going to be over. And I remember at the time I was actually being a security guard for a car lot. And I remember 2000 rolling around. I was awake. It was midnight. Bing, bong, bong, bong. Fireworks went off. That was it. Yep. Nothing happened. Not a damn thing happened. I mean, the only thing that did happen was that some computers that had been programmed before, their dates flipped back to 1900.
Yeah.
And then they just kept going beyond that. So that was it. That's all that happened, you know?
Remember 9 years ago? Well, actually, almost 10 years ago now, when the world was supposed to end in 2010 because the Incan or the Mayan calendar ended? Oh, yes. Oh, you silly fools.
Well, people don't believe that there are people out there that are trying to get them to believe this stuff just for their own political views, for their own political powers, so that they can get a neck up on the people don't realize how much they're being played as pawns, in a lot of this stuff that's going on right now. And I think everybody needs to take a step back, look around and say, now, does this really sound reasonable? I mean, does it? Because if you look at it like that, then you can sit there and you can look around and go, no, this really doesn't sound like it's reasonable at all. I don't know why I believe it,
And there's plenty of things that we could be doing, to help the environment.
Sure.
These extremist, crazy activist movements, they ain't helping nothing. They're just causing, it's like, you know what you're doing? Allow me to demonstrate what you are causing people to do.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, nobody is like looking at this dude who glued himself to a plane going, why did that guy glue himself to that plane? Let us evaluate the reasons why he's doing that. No one's doing that. I guarantee you, everyone's just going, look at that fucking idiot.
Look at that idiot. Well, and they instantly know they're not joining whatever he's doing. Yeah. That's the first thing. It's like, I'm not getting on that guy's side. He's a nut,
The only people who are going, yeah, good for that guy, is the people he's preaching to the choir.
Yeah, exactly.
He's literally preaching to the choir. He ain't helping nothing.
Yeah, and here we are, and we have people running around, and they're shaking their fists, and they're going, oh my God, you need to clean up the environment. And they're doing this to countries like the US, the UK, places like Norway, places like Sweden, places that are already on board for all this stuff. They're not going over to China, which causes the most out of all of it. They're not going over there and saying, hey, you guys need to cut it out. No, they're not saying a thing to them, but I don't know. It's, to me, I'm going to be interested to see where it goes, because if people are gluing themselves to planes now, well, I want to see what's going to happen next. Glue yourself to I know what they need to do. Glue yourself to a cruise ship. There you go. Glue yourself to a damn cruise ship somewhere and see what happens.
Every hour, just a waiter comes down on the little, what are those things called? The window washers are on. The skyscrapers, a
dumbwaiter?
Scaffolding?
Yeah, scaffolding, yeah.
Yeah, every hour on dude who glued himself to a cruise ship, a waiter comes down on the scaffolding and just offers him another drink.
Yeah, here's. Would you like some deviled eggs, sir? Yeah, well, speaking of, actually, people who are afraid of the end of everything, let's go on to this next story here. This is fun.
Segue.
Yeah, Dutch police found a father and 6 adult children hidden. What is an adult child?
I think they're saying that it's his children, but that they're all adults.
6 adult children. Sounds like people who just got out of college. It's let's see.
You sure they didn't stumble into a furry con?
That may be what it is. Found them hidden in the basement of a remote farmhouse where they had reportedly spent years waiting for the end of time. The end. It's like time is just gonna be done one day. It's just gonna be like, oh, well, I'm through. Bump, and just end.
Are you telling me that someone actually in real life reenacted the movie Blast from the Past?
Looks
the Brendan
like
Fraser
it.
movie.
It looks like it. They discovered a man believed to be the father of the family and his children, all aged between 18 and 25, near the village of Ruinerwald in the northern province of Drenthe. Local media said the family were found after one of the sons went to a nearby pub in a confused state, drank 5 beers, and then asked for help, saying he had not been outside for 9 years.
Oh my God.
Police investigated after receiving a tip-off from somebody who was concerned about the people's living conditions and discovered the adults, they said. So, yeah, now, this story hasn't, I'm sure there's more development in this story at this point. Because so far they haven't said why. They haven't actually revealed why these people thought time was going to end or anything like that. I mean, if they obviously, it wasn't, I mean, I love to blame AOC for things, but it obviously wasn't her, because if they'd been there for 10 years, well, that was way before AOC, so it wasn't that. Yeah. But for some reason...
Was it 10 years or was it 6? I thought there was 6 years.
5 years, asked for help, saying he had not been outside for 9 years.
Oh, 9 years. Okay. Okay. Oh, 6 kids. It was 6 kids. Okay. That's where I got 6.
Yeah.
9 years. It was, what was what we were just talking about? The one that happened, it was a Mayan calendar. They got freaked out by the Mayan calendar. It was 10 years, or 9 years ago. That was 2010.
Well, you know, I mean, I have heard crazier things than that, so I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised they weren't, you know, living down there with, you know, a llama and had some, you know, chickens strung up on the, well, they had to have, I guess, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's like, they probably were for a while, until they were like, llama meat.
I don't know how you live in a basement for that long, without getting out. Somebody had to have gotten out somehow, because how do they get food?
Or go to the bathroom, or anything.
Yeah, I want to know more about this. I can't wait until they come out with more. If they do, then I'll probably put it on the 2 Cent Show, and we can explore this even further. Yeah, because I'm very confused and curious about this. Were they just all having an orgy down there? I mean, I know they're family, but they were living in a basement for the end of time, so there's a lot weirder things they were doing. You know,
could you imagine being stuck in one room for 9 years,
man,
with the same people? At some point, you gonna want to kill all of them.
Well, that almost sounds like me, except there's nobody else here. I'm the only one in this room, and I'm always here. So, no, yeah, that would be pretty crazy. No wonder one of them got out. One of them finally got out. So, yeah, that's crazy, man. But,
Dad, seriously, you've been telling us the world is going to end for 9 fucking years.
Oh, yeah. It's like, Dad, well, you know what? Dad needs his kneecaps busted with a baseball bat after that. It's like, bonk, you know? It's like, your world's about to end, Dad. So, yeah.
Do you think they actually had faction wars? Like, there was actually just, like, factions of the families, like, I'm with Dad, and like, no, I'm anti-Dad, and they actually had fights and little wars down there.
Oh, that would be great.
It's like, okay, we're gonna come around the south flank of the anti-Dad campaign, and, you know, come around from behind the cans, you know, the shelf of cans. You know, we'll take them by surprise. We're 5 feet away, we can hear you.
Well, you know, we can't hear your plans. We can't actually hear that. Oh, man. Well, that's going to be an interesting one. I do plan on following that one if it gets any further. But for now, there are other crazy things going on. It may sound like the setup for a low-budget horror film, but wildlife officials have warned of the genuine threat of zombie deer. No! Zombie deer! No, it was bad enough when the horses were vampires. Now we have zombie deer. We've got zombie deer now. Regulators are working overtime to stop the afflicted animals from reaching Nevada, worried that chronic wasting disease that gives them their name could make them a danger to humans. The highly contagious terminal illness has been compared to mad cow disease in cattle and makes deer lethargic and extremely weak, but also neutralizes their usual fear of people. So that's not good. The National Health Protective... I'm sorry, we're talking about zombie deer here. How can I not laugh at this? National Protection Agency Centers for Disease Control and Prevention believe the virus could be a risk to humans, with protein particles having been linked to the similarly degenerative Oh, Jesus, I can't even read that. Some kind of Jacob disease or something like that. I don't know, but we do have our patient zeros now. They're deer.
Yep. I always knew those fuckers would be good. We're going to be the downfall of civilization.
I know. And
you drive down the road,
yep.
At night, and you see them off to the side of the road, ready to kill themselves with your car. You're ready to commit suicide by car. It's because they were trying to get at your face.
Yeah,
they were trying to get at your brain.
Yeah, and now they all want to move to Nevada, which is, I don't know. They're all going to become, religious like Nevada deer, so they can be like zombie Nevada deer.
Well, that would make sense. Just they blend right in with all the gamblers out there.
Sure, why not?
In Las Vegas.
Well, now we have deer, ladies and gentlemen. We have deer now that will come and jump on your neck and go nom nom nom, and they will eat your brain.
Vampire horses.
Yeah, we have that.
Zombie deer.
We have zombie deer.
I'm going to predict then next, because apparently it's all hoofed animals. So next we're going to have lycanthrope goats.
Possibly.
And we're going to have Frankenstein's monster pigs.
Yeah.
And
and don't forget, we also have bees.
Oh, bees.
We do have bees. We do have the bees, and I don't know. So far right now, I still think bees are the worst. Zombie deer. The only problem with zombie deer is that, like, if you kill a zombie, it's just like in a video game. They don't drop a bag of stuff, So there's nothing to pick up, But
that's a damn shame. How am I supposed to refill my ammo?
I know. They've got to have like a shotgun or something like that. I mean, unless it's Fallout. In Fallout, Fallout's different. Fallout, you can blow up a monster, and like their arm will be laying there, and you'll search their arm, and there will be rockets and food and people and things laying in the damn arm that you pick up. So I'm hoping they're like that, but until we find out that for sure, we have zombie deer, ladies and gentlemen. We got our zombie deer.
I don't mind living in a world where there are where we can say words like zombie deer.
Zombie deer. I mean, when you put it in kind of a poetic context, the phrase zombie deer, it almost sounds pretty. It almost sounds beautiful. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have a cute zombie deer eating my brain. I like this,
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you play Resident Evil and you see zombie dogs, and it's like, oh shit, that's scary. But zombie deer.
Zombie deer.
Okay.
It's a lot cuter. Yeah, I can't wait to see Bambi come up drooling and.
I was just about to say.
He's already taken a big bite out of Thumper, so there's no more of that, Oh, poor zombie deer. Apparently now I don't know this for sure. I did see another story on this, but just to fill everybody in, apparently a lot of these zombie deer are coming from Colorado. They're like here right now, and they're moving to Nevada. So
that explains a lot. They're not zombies. They're stoned.
They could just be stoned. They could be stoned, and yeah, I'm wanting to move to Salt Lake City so they can actually join a church over there. I don't know, but yeah, it's a little weird. But apparently those zombie deer are like here in Wyoming, and they're like, oh, we wanted to go to Nevada. Why? Brains? They don't know. They're zombie deer. So yeah. Poor deer. Yeah. Either way,
dear.
We got one last story for you. This is a fun story. You know how sometimes people are really, really fucking stupid?
What?
Yeah, did you notice that? Is that something that you actually know? Well,
I
sometimes they are. Sometimes people are just do stupid things. But then sometimes they do things that are so stupid you wonder how they remember to breathe. Okay. We got a guy, and this guy is from Mansfield. I think this is here in the U.S. Now, I don't know if you knew this or not, but if you lie to a police officer, if you give them like your wrong name, if you make up a name or something like that, that's against the law. They will immediately arrest you and take you to jail for that. I had a friend of mine did that once, and he immediately got put in handcuffs and taken to jail. So they don't like that when you do that.
No.
Well, that's what Matthew Bushman did. He's 36 years old, of Mansfield, and he was charged with obstructing justice because he gave police a fake name.
Okay, everything's sounding on the up and up so far. Yes.
Yeah. He said my name is whatever, and they immediately turned him around and arrested him immediately, instantly.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Because his real name was tattooed on his neck. His actual name was tattooed on his neck, and he told the police he was somebody different. So they immediately took him away. Police said Bushman, who has Matty B tattooed across his neck, tried to give them a fake name and date of birth to avoid arrest. He had an active Peoria County warrant. So, and then they just took him to jail because that's what you do when you've got your name tattooed on you and you tell the police it's something different. That's
oh my God. How can you be that stupid?
You know, I guarantee you the zombie deers are smarter than that, okay? The zombie deers are actually smarter than this.
That's it. The zombie deer ate his brain. Because that's the only explanation for someone being that fucking stupid.
It's possible. That is definitely possible.
His brain was gone. His brain, it wasn't there no more.
It was inside a deer somewhere. It was inside Bambi. Yeah, Bambi ate his brain, and now he's like, "What's your name?" That's not your name. We're gonna arrest you now. So,
but then again,
way,
this points back to like just all the. I mean, I love listening to people who are all like, "Oh, dude, if you do this and that, you totally get can get around the cops doing arresting you. If you pretend that you're this." I love all the people's theories on how to get around tickets and being arrested and stuff like that.
And the first people that find out about those are the cops. They're the first ones that know about it, so there's really no way, Either way, that's your news for this week. I thought it was pretty fun. We're gonna move on to WTF Theater.
For the sake of balls, we must consult the theater.
All right, so let's check out picture number 1 here. And I find this is very interesting. This is a shopping receipt. It looks like somebody's selling. I don't know where it's from, but on the bottom of this says, "Thank you for shopping with us. Christmas tip: wrap empty boxes for presents, and when your child misbehaves or doesn't listen, throw a present in the bin. If you run out of empty presents, time to throw the child in the bin." So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, see, I think that's clever. That's clever.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I mean, just to have these empty boxes, and when you're, what did you just say to me? A present goes in the trash. Your kid will stop doing that real fast. I'll bet you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's go to picture number 2 here. Well, it's not a lie, okay? That's absolutely the truth. I mean, if you see it, it's like this. It's a big rack, store rack full of beer, and over it just says "enhanced water," which to me, I'm fine with that. I
would call that false advertisement for part of that. Like if you start looking at like the 4th shelf up from the ground, and we see Budweiser, Bud Light, and Coors, and Coors Light.
That's what I was about to start saying. It's like, it's mostly, but they've got Budweiser and Coors and crap here. It's like, oh, that's okay. It's barely enhanced water. Barely. Next picture, number 3. This is either a street sign, and it says, "Horny police." Oh,
truth in advertising.
Wonder if that's another way you could get out of a ticket. It's just if the police are horny. That, or if you're a zombie deer. Let's go to number 4.
The bridge.
The bridge.
3 hardest things to say. 1, I am sorry. 2, I need help. 3, Worcestershire.
Yep, Sunday at 9 a.m. Worcestershire sauce is one of the hardest things to say, and everybody says it different
But-
too, so.
At the same time, yes, it is one of the hardest things to say, but it's also one of the most fun things to say.
Well, it is one of the most tastiest things to have.
Worcestershire sauce. And you know I'm a picky eater. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't like Worcestershire sauce just as a sauce.
Okay.
But as a marinade, at least as part of a marinade, that's really good.
Oh yeah. There's a lot
I
of
will
things you can do with
definitely put
the there's a lot of things you can do with the Worcestershire sauce. that are very good. You can put it in soups and everything, and the next time you go to eat some Worcestershire sauce, you can put it on a zombie deer and it'll make them taste good, you know? It's
When you say the word, it sounds like when people used to reverse the audio. It's like they reverse the records just to prove that like Satan was speaking to them.
yeah. Yeah. I need to go out and get me some Worcestershire sauce. Let's go to picture number 5 here. This is a book. It's got a chicken. It's coming out of an egg, and he's got a gun. It says, "You tried to scramble the wrong egg, motherfucker." I want to read this book. I want this book here in my hands. I want it. It's apparently only 35 cents.
Two things not in this poor chick's favor. A, it's a teeny cute little chick, so no matter how threatening it thinks it is, it's still adorable.
Yeah.
And 2, those teeny tiny bullets are too small to do jack.
Yeah, they might just sting a little bit, and that's about it. Yeah. Oh, well. Well, he tried, though. Let's go on to picture number 6.
What doesn't kill you will make you stronger, except bears. Bears will kill you. So I have to ask, as a gay man, is that true?
Bears will kill. Well, yeah, that's probably true, especially if they roll over on you in the middle of the night. That's yeah. But I just wonder if we can get the bears to help us with the zombie deer problem. But then again,
well,
if we did that, then we might have zombie bears, and zombie bears would be way worse. No, that would be way worse than zombie deer. Way worse. So we don't want that. Let's go to picture number 7 here.
Oh no! That's nightmare fuel.
That's just creepy.
What is that?
Is it a fire truck? Is it something from Thomas the Tank Engine? I don't know what that is.
What? I don't even.
It's a thing. It's some kind of toy that I don't ever want to see again. That's creepy.
I mean, if I was a child and I opened that up and it was a present, my parents are like, "Here's a present for you, little hoof," and I'm like, "Yay! Open it up!" Ah!
Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Why are things, toys, clowns? Why is everything made for children almost specifically meant to look like a nightmare? Why do they do that all the time? All the time. I don't even know.
Training. Maybe it's training. They're trying to desensitize us from a young age.
Maybe so. It's like, if you ever see this, run, and the kid's already gone. Let's go to picture number 8 here. Oh,
that's brilliant.
The creative genius behind some graffiti artists is very, very nice. I like it.
Absolutely, I love it.
It's got Mario bouncing out of a green pipe and across a doorway, just painted on the side of the building. That's cute. All right, let's try number 9.
Oh, no!
Oh, that's worse than the toy. Wait, no. That's both. That's McDonald and Pennywise. And Pennywise at the same time. And oh my God, I don't want her burgers.
It's scary, yeah, but at the same time, I mean, well,
what do you mean? No, there's only one here, and it's There's no. I'm not hearing any. Coming for me. No, sir. Let's go on to.
Hey, you're too gay to understand that.
Maybe I am. Maybe that's it. It's possible, but I don't want her burgers. That's all I know. Let's see. Let's go to the final one, number 10. What? Wait.
Fat man, fat man, fat man.
Well, I like. Okay, it's a plus size bat hero, and it doesn't have the Batman sign. It just says bat. That's it. Just bat. That looks like the old. That looks like the original television series commercial or
like
costume.
Adam West Batman.
Yeah, that's the Adam West costume, I think. But what?
But wasn't that the days of the gray and blue though?
Well, what happened to? Okay, am I looking at this wrong? But don't his legs look like they've been shortened?
Oh God, they have.
I mean, he looks like he's just been like this.
Unless it's
shortened or
the
something.
ankle?
I don't know. That's so weird.
It looks like they cut it looks like they put children legs on a fat man's body.
It kind of does. That's just weird.
Ugh.
We did have some nightmare fuel this time, though. I gotta admit that. Wow. Either way, tell you what, guys. We're gonna take off here. We're gonna have ourselves a little bit of a break, and then we're gonna come back with holidays and Dear 2 letters. And we've also got Tyro gonna bring in his Aussie Minute. And we have your new pictures. So we're gonna do that, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Aussie Minute with your favourite dragon, or not favourite dragon, Tyro Thunder Drone. Today we're going to be bringing up the subject of motherfucking kangaroos. Now most people will know what a kangaroo is when you mention the word, but for those that don't, well, a kangaroo is a giant deer that God shoved springs up their asses, belonging to the family called a macropod. Now macropods just generally refer to anything that sort of bounces along. This includes kangaroos, wallabies, and the in-between, wallaroos. Now you might be thinking, what's the great distinction between these three animals? Absolutely nothing except their height. Australians are simple folk. We name things very simply. We've got a grey kangaroo, we're calling it that. There's one that also lives over in the other side of the country. We're calling it the western kangaroo, the eastern grey kangaroo, and the fucking red kangaroo. Now, one thing that not many people know is that while these things tend to bounce leisurely, in air quotes, these things can move when they really want to, at 35 miles an hour or 55 kilometers per hour, because let's face it, freedom units ain't for everybody. Not to mention, these things can leap 6 feet in the fucking air. Imagine trying to build a fence to keep these guys out. It looks like a high jump you'd see at the Olympics. And as I mentioned, they are all over the place. Males and females tend to reproduce a lot. Females are almost like a conveyor belt where they've got 4 babies at once. You've got one that's hopping around from 2 years ago. You've got one that's hopping around from 1 year ago that's in and out of the pouch. You've got one that's on the tit from this year, and you got one for next year ready to go. It all depends on whether the times are good or not for food. If there's a lot of food around, babies everywhere. If there's not a lot of food, well, guess what? The milk dries up and Joey dies. That's the name of a baby, by the way, little Joey. Cutesy little thing. I wish I could say that they stayed cute for all their lives, but with the males getting 6.6 feet and the adult red kangaroo males getting 6.9 feet and looking fucking jacked, these things are nasty. Only when they get mad though, because when they get mad, they tend to bounce up to you all hunky-dory and kick you with enough force to break bones, rupture internal organs, and definitely send you to the hospital if they don't just outright kill you. It's no wonder then that the males actually have their genitals upside down. If anybody gets a good look at a male's testicles, they're actually above his penis. And if that's not weird enough, the females, not making this up people, have 3 vaginas. One opening, but it splits into 3 and meets back up in the middle. Is it any wonder then that these things are a major pest in Australia? So much so that we actually have to cull them. But don't worry, we don't waste them. We actually have a lot of kangaroo products. You can get an Australian kangaroo coin purse made out of the male scrotum. You can also get kangaroo skins, and you can go down to the local supermarket and have kangaroo meat. But this has gone on long enough, folks. This has been the Australian Minute with Tyro Thunderdrone. If you've got any questions, send them to dear2letters@hotmail.com, and I'll catch you later, cunts.
Hey guys, how's your zippity zing zong taint? Well, we're fine over here. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just wanted to come back with something that nobody expected. Anyway, guys, if you want to send in a picture for the picture break, or you want to send in a Dear 2 letter, send them to dear2letters@hotmail.com, and we will do our best to read them and show all the pictures. We love doing that.
Absolutely.
We do. For now, we're going to go into the holidays and tell you what's coming up this week, what you can celebrate. Hopefully, anyway.
What are your holidays? Teen Twine.
So, coming up on Monday is, okay. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but sometimes we have, sometimes there are just days, like National Blah Day.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even have national, they're just Blah Day. And that's just, they're a little less official, right? But sometimes you have International Day. All right?
Ooh.
Well, our first Monday is International Day of the Nacho.
Ooh.
It's World Day for the whole nacho.
Everybody, I don't care where you are, it's nacho time.
Doesn't matter. I don't care if you're in India. Slaughter that cow and go for it. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, just
What?
India, Hindus don't eat cows.
Yeah, but nachos, cows, what?
You don't put meat on your nachos? Who doesn't do that?
I just dump it in cheese. Cheese, nacho cheese.
Try it with meat on it sometime. It's a completely different story. It's so much better. So yeah, you can go down to a Taco Bell and get a Nachos Bel Grande where they put meat and beans and all kinds of stuff. It's really good. But I'm very willing to support this day. I hope you are too.
I seconded.
All right, Tuesday, fun times here. Tuesday is National Knee Day.
Excuse me?
Knee. Knee.
What?
But
Well, I don't think that's a very inclusionary holiday. What about people who have had their legs blown off above the knee? Or people who are born without legs?
What about people who don't have knees, huh? Yeah, that's not very. Yeah,
I think that this holiday should be canceled because it excludes people, certain people.
You know, it reminds me actually of when the Women's March happened, and they're like, Women's March, here we go, we're gonna march, women marching. And then disabled women started whining about it because it wasn't inclusive to them because they had to roll in wheelchairs. It's like, come on. When did everybody come about? Oh Jesus!
When you're having a march, it doesn't necessarily mean to walk. You can march while being in a damn wheelchair.
Yeah, I know. But people are so weird now. Have you noticed that everybody now, everything is always about themselves? It's always about me. They call it Generation Z. I call it Generation Me, because that's what it is. It's me. Everything about me. Nobody stops to think about other people anymore. It's I don't know. Anyway, Wednesday, this one's much better. National Boston Cream Pie Day.
Yay! I'm all about this day. I am all about this day.
I'm going there on that. I'm doing that.
I will buy a Boston cream pie and put a Boston cream donut on top of it, and then I will eat that with a side of Boston cream cake.
And you will do it in Boston.
Fuck no.
No, why not? Gotta drive to Boston to eat your Boston cream stuff, you know?
I ain't going to Boston, no thank you.
Thursday is, fun one here, National Bologna Day.
Ooh,
now,
okay.
Think about this. I mean, I know it's probably been a long time, but when was the last time you had a good bologna sandwich?
3 months ago.
3 months ago? See, lucky you. It's been years for me. I haven't had a bologna sandwich in a long time.
See, I know that bologna is it's like below grade D meat. I mean, bologna's like, mystery meat of the most mysterious order.
Of course.
But there's just something about a good bologna sandwich with cheese and Miracle Whip and all the toppings you can fathom on there.
The taste of bologna, it just brings back childhood. It's just something about that. It's just, so I'm gonna go out and hey, now you know me, I love my meat. I love my meat of all kinds. I don't care if it's how cylindrical it is, how big it is, where it goes. Well, I do care about where it goes. There's only a couple of places it's not allowed to go. But I think for Thursday, I'm definitely going to go out and get some bologna and just eat it. Just have a good bologna sandwich. Friday, another international day on Friday.
Okay.
International Artist Day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There was actually a tweet that I read earlier this week that was like, whenever an actor dies, we stop to remember them and watch their movies. Whenever an artist dies, we remember their paintings. Whenever a musician dies, we listen to their music. Art has a profound impact on everyone's lives.
Sure.
Everyone, doesn't matter who you are. There's something in the arts affects you deeply. Art is a very important thing on the planet, and international artist appreciation, absolutely.
I think so too.
Absolutely.
I think everybody out there knows someplace, sometime you know an artist somewhere. Mm-hmm. Just jump on some kind of social media and just say, hey, happy International Artist Day to you, Mr. or Miss Artist. And I think that'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Saturday, interesting day here, National Pumpkin Day.
Okay.
Well, which is odd. You would think that like it'd be closer to Halloween.
That's the week before Halloween.
Well, yeah, I know, but you'd think it'd be closer to Halloween, like on Halloween. Yeah. But I don't know.
That's probably because that's really like the prime time to carve a pumpkin.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Because like it'll still be good come Halloween if you carve it on that day.
Yeah, I could see that. And finally, Sunday. This is a good one. American Beer Day.
Huh.
Now, I know there's a lot of people overseas right now that are sitting there going, oh, American beer. But the only reason you do that is because we only export the shit. We just export the crap. Okay, all this Bud Light and Coors Light and the stuff you're getting over there and you try it and it's terrible. We're getting rid of that. We keep the good stuff for ourselves. I'm happy about that one, and I will have me a few beers. But for now, we're going to move on with it. We got a few letters for you, and then we're going to say goodbye for this show, at least for some of you. But for now, let's go into Dear Two Letters.
It's Dear Two Letters.
Dear Two and Feather. I'm doing the same thing I did last time. I love watching you guys' shows, and they always make me laugh, and I find a lot of news stories you offer to be very funny. Also, boops both of you, lol.
No pooping.
You got booped. Booped.
Yeah.
Question number 1, when did you guys join the furry fandom? And question number 2, how long have you guys been in the furry fandom? Keep up the great and funny work. This is from Emo Monster. Well, I joined their furry fandom in the late 80s.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the quite late. I think it was 88 or 89, somewhere around in there. And I stayed in the furry fandom up until it died in 2016. So I'm all. That's where I am. I still think there's a furry community. There's a furry community out there. But there's really no furry fandom anymore because now they judge you more by politics rather than if you're a furry or not. So it's more of a political fandom.
I mean, I would disagree with that. I think there still is an appreciation for the art, appreciation for the medium, and there is still a furry fandom in my opinion. It's just unfortunately social media is become social media is the political fandom. Unfortunately, there are furries that are part of the political fandom, but there is still a furry fandom.
Well, I find that lately they're few and far, but I find it rare anymore to meet someone who says they're a furry, who actually likes the art and likes the movies and likes the animation and but most of them, they don't. They don't really care anymore. They go to the convention because it's a sense of identity for them. They're doing it for identitarianism, and it's just not. It's not the fandom I got into a long time ago, but things change. They evolve. They move.
Yeah, I got into it in 2001 when I just started college, and a dude I met there introduced me to Sabrina Online.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. He introduced me. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then he's like started showing me stuff from there and moved on until we found. He showed me VCL.
Yep, I remember that too.
I think it was
Vixen Controlled Library.
Controlled Library.
Yeah.
Yep. And Yerf, good old Yerf. I love Yerf.com.
Yeah.
I think they're long dead though, but
They are. They're gone.
But yeah, it's about 2001. I got into it, and my apologies, but I disagree. I'm still in it.
That's
to this
fine.
date, to
We
present.
can disagree, and that's something that I think again most people need to realize, because there's a lot of missing that going around, is that you can disagree with someone and you can still like them. You can still be their friend. No two people are ever going to agree on everything. That's never going to happen. But either way, let's scoot on. We've only got 3 more letters, and I want to make sure that we get through all these. So, Dear 2, you and one of the feathered and hoofed persuasions have been, I guess that's you, have been doing great work with the new series of the 2 Cent Show. Hope your hip hasn't been plotting against you lately. Well, tonight it's just my foot, actually. I was curious if you've ever heard of or read the comic Transmetropolitan. When I first saw photos of you, I instantly thought you'd be perfect for the role of Spider Jerusalem if they ever adapted it to a film. Keep up the great work on the show, and I hope you and Featherhoof the best for your future careers. This is from Gil Hushpond, a goldfish furry.
Ooh.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Now, I had never heard, because I am not, I know this is weird, I'm not a comic book fan, like at all. I just never carried comic books. I think I actually went out and bought 1 comic book my entire life. So I never heard of Transmetropolitan until some other people showed it to me.
Yeah.
In fact, somebody sent me a copy of it along with the glasses. You know, the circle and square glasses? They sent me a pair of those, and I took some pictures of myself and sent it back to them, just to say thanks. But that's the first time I'd heard of that comic, and I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty decent.
I've yet to actually read it. I'm aware of it. Like going back to my last answer with Sabrina Online, it was one of those things where for a while I spiraled into finding all these comics.
Yeah.
And that was one that I saw. I was like, oh, there's a thing. And I put it over here to a to be remembered to come back to thing.
Yeah,
I just sort of never did because I was just so caught up in all these other things.
Everything all at once. Well, that's one to read lately if you ever get bored. It's I thought it was pretty good. Dear 2, hope you're having a good furry Thanksgiving. Thanks furry giving. Sorry, I read that wrong. What's your favorite food to eat on the Stuff Your Face Day? What would the sides be, and what drink would you have with it? Eat all the things. This is from Overfeld Needlebeak.
I love that.
He's a friend of mine. He's one of my Patreon producers. He's cool. He's a hummingbird. So
I had a feeling from the name. Needlebeak. I was like, is he a hummingbird?
He's a little Canadian hummingbird, and he's pretty cool. Well, first of all, it's not quite Thanksgiving yet. We got a little while before that.
About a month, I think.
About a month. But my favorite food to eat and drink, that's such a hard one because there's so many things to eat and drink, and I'm one of these weirdos. I don't particularly like turkey on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I put a ham. I put a ham with like peach glaze on it in the oven. That's my Thanksgiving right there. And I love cranberry sauce, but only if I make it myself. I don't like that crap you get out of the can. And of course, there's the green bean casserole. You got to have green bean casserole. That stuff is wonderful. And stovetop stuff. I love stuffing. There's almost nothing that I don't like about Thanksgiving. It's just tons of food, and I get to eat all of it. There's nothing bad about that,
See, ours is we do the turkey. We save ham for Christmas. Christmas is ham. Thanksgiving is turkey. But our turkey, we load that sumbitch up with seasonings. Just all over the place. Then we slather it in bacon. Just to cover every inch of it in bacon.
That's an interesting idea.
You pin it there. With toothpicks. Pin in the bacon just all over, so you can't even see the turkey no more. And then after that, we drizzle honey all over that sumbitch.
Ooh.
and then we just put that in the oven, and when that comes out, oh, it's heaven.
Wow, that's I never thought of that. Never thought of doing that.
Yeah.
But
we don't do the green bean casserole, but what we do is we do like cheesy scallop potatoes.
Oh, you gotta have the taters. Gotta have the taters. Yeah, you gotta have those.
Cheesy scallop potatoes are so good.
Well, now we usually our taters. I usually do the scallop. Well, that's what I was thinking of was cheesy scallop. But we scallop the potatoes and then put cheese on them. We usually do that. Either that or depends. If my mom is making it, then she'll make mashed potatoes every time. No, even if there's other potatoes.
Okay.
But I'm making myself hungry. I gotta stop this. We gotta move on. So here we go. Last letter of the day. Dear 2, so I've been allergic to apples for most of my life, but recently I discovered that I have grown out of that allergy. When I found out that I got so excited, and today I got to cross something off my bucket list. For the first time in my life, I ate a candy apple, and it was fresh from a carnival at the farm.
Oh, yes.
The experience made me think of you and the lessons I've learned from you about enjoying life and noms. It was so good. This is with love from Raven Holmes. I've got to think, and I'm not going to make a big deal about this, but I've got to think that maybe you were never actually allergic to apples. You just thought you were. That seems to happen a lot. But either way,
I don't know. I have heard of people who have been highly allergic to things early in their life that do eventually grow out of it.
I've heard people who've said they were highly allergic to things and then grew out of it, but in general, they weren't allergic to them in the first place. They just thought they were. Maybe they ate one and it gave them a stomach ache, so they thought it was allergy. But either way, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you can eat apples now, and that means that you can go out and you can get apple cider, and you can get apple pie, and you can get the candy, a candy apple. You can get caramel apples too.
Yes. Oh, there is nothing more enjoyable than just sitting there, sliced up apple, a tub of caramel, and just dipping the slices in there, just nom.
Oh, sure.
Nom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The best confection of all, the apple dumpling.
Oh, apple dumplings are amazeballs.
Yep.
Oh, they're so good. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing bad about it. My father, he used to sit around, he'd slice up an apple, and he'd just salt it slightly, and just sit there and eat the apple, and even that by itself is just good. You know.
Now, here's the question of the hour: sweet or tart apples.
Oh hell, I love them all.
But if you had to choose one, you had to be like, it's like they're holding out a red apple, a green apple, and a yellow apple to you. What are you going for?
Oh, okay. Which one? I'd go for the sweet ones.
Good man.
I think I'd go for the sweet ones. Yeah. Now, that's not to say I don't like the Granny Smith apples. I do, but if I had to pick, if I'd have to pick, Golden Delicious every time. Oh, those are so good.
Yes, Golden Delicious are also good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think I like Red Delicious a little more than Golden Delicious, but...
Yeah, those are good too. But yeah, anyway, there's no end of magic to apples. So, by all means, go out and apple yourself up and have a good time doing it. And think of me every time you eat an apple.
And then next week we get, brother of... What was his name again? I forgot his name already.
That was from Raven Holmes.
Like, next week we get a letter... From brother of Raven Holmes. You motherfuckers! You told him about to go out and indulge in apples, and he died of an epileptic shock from too many apples.
Oh God, don't do that. Whatever you do, don't do that. Anyway, guys, if you ever want to send in a Dear 2 letter, then please send it to dear2letters@hotmail.com. We will pick those up. We love reading them. We love answering you and talking to you, and we love having your responses as well. We're going to take a short break right now. And we'll be back with more 2 cents for you here in just a little bit. But before that happens, you need to go to my Patreon and sign up to be one of my producers. $5 a month, and there was a little bit of confusion on the last one. It was my fault because I put the episode out, but I accidentally screwed up.
Shame.
And I put it for a higher. I put it for $10 and higher, and a couple of people pointed that out, and I was like, oh crap, and I switched it back. So it's good now, but
he bad.
Yeah, the price has not changed. It's still $5 a month, and you'll get the full version of the show.
Price is right.
It is. You'll get the full version of the show with exclusive content, and you get an MP3 download, and every episode you get to listen to the whole thing, and plus you get a bunch of other little perks that you only get if you're my patron. So head on over to patreon.com/rantinggryphon. Start your membership now, and I will give you the biggest, sloppiest kiss. But for everyone else, yeah, for everyone else, that is our show for this week, and thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you again on next week's show on the 2 Cent Show, where I'm gonna kiss a zombie deer. Well, I'm still, it's funny. Hello, patrons, by the way.
Hi.
Hello. How are you
Hello.
guys doing? Missed you from last week. I'm still trying to. The funny thing is that when I opened up the show, I was like, I can't think of anything interesting that happened. Well, I still can't. I still can't think of anything.
Well, I had something cool happen.
Yeah, what happened?
I actually, Cindy and I got together and we carved pumpkins for the first time, I think, since either of us were children.
Wow. God, I haven't done that in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
And I'll tell you what, my mind, I either forgot or my mind repressed how much work is involved in doing that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, because it's like, it's easy. You just cut it up. And the first time you plunge the knife in the top, and this is just to get the top off of it.
Yep.
You find yourself like sawing through this thing, and you're having to, and you take it, and then the smell hits you, and you're like, oh God, why?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then now you're raking that out, and you're dumping it over here, and then you put the top back on, and now you have to carve the face into it, and then, that was not nearly as pleasant as Easter. See,
No.
the thing I remember about Easter was that we used to actually cook real eggs. My mom would actually boil real eggs, and we'd use the vinegar with the little pill, and we'd set them in there and dye them. So Easter, when I think on Easter, it has this smell of vinegar because of all the vinegar, dyes that we used. That's something that I miss.
I do remember those. Those were good times. Actually, we used to do this thing around Easter time where we I think they're called pasonki eggs or something to that effect.
Pasonki.
We would it's a weird name. Where we did it in school because I went to a Catholic school.
Okay.
And around Easter time we would take the eggs, but we would do this thing where we puncture them in such a way with this tool that would then suck out the innards.
Oh wow.
And it was really weird.
So
and
you
then
just have a shell?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then it then allowed us to use this special kind of stuff to decorate the outside.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, see, we always used to, no matter what condition the eggs were in after after they were hidden and we found them several times, we'd always eat the eggs. We'd stop at the end, we'd peel them and then eat the eggs. That was part of the fun for us, was eating the eggs at the end of it. Either way, I've had a wonderful spooky month. I hope you guys have too. It's almost over. I think, is it the next show we do is going to be in November, isn't it?
No, we got one more show in October.
What day is it?
It'll be the 27th.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the day I will wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, because it'll be right before Thanksgiving. Oh, Thanksgiving.
You mean Halloween?
Halloween, yeah. And
have you been keeping up with your horror movies? Have you been watching any horror movies?
I have been. Well, I told you about the other day. Oh, that was something interesting that happened.
Bastard, I am jealous as fuck. You have no idea the jealousy I have.
That was really cool.
I read the news story about that, and I was like, I had to go look, and I was like, oh, nowhere near me. Bullshit.
It was very secretive, by the way. For those of you who don't know, they actually they re-released the original 1979 Alien film for the screen, and it was done in 4K, and it was nice, and the sound was great, but the thing is, it was really hard to find, even in theaters that had it. They only played it one time per day, and they only played it 3 days in a row, and then it was gone.
So that would have been.
That was just it.
I would have fought tooth and nail if I was anywhere near any of the showings.
We had to. We were going to go on. I think it was. It showed, and it didn't show on the weekend. It showed on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Are you kidding? Really?
Yeah. So it was.
God.
They were really hiding it off, but we were going to go on Tuesday. By the time we started getting our tickets, it was already sold out. So we had to get one for Wednesday.
Oof.
And when we went, it was a sold out theater. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
For those who do not know, the first Alien movie is one of my all-time favorite movies.
It's awesome. It's an awesome film.
I love that movie.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess I did have something interesting. Okay.
Congratulations.
Well, I feel better now. I feel included. I feel more included in this world now. But
a world with the movie Alien in it is a world I want to continue to live in.
I like that. Yeah. We're going to go to This Week in History and talk about that for a minute.
And now, we examine the history.
So this week we've got some that are a little bit more recent than last time. Most of the last week was way in the past. This one in 2008. This week.
Ooh, okay. 11 years ago.
India launches its first lunar mission.
About time.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to 1969, fellas. Good going there. Good job.
But who knows? Maybe it has changed since we went. You know, maybe something happened
Well,
in
the
the
only
intervening 50 years.
The only thing that happened was Americans walked on it. That's about it. In 2001, Apple announces the first iPod player.
Oh, those ample iPod players.
Yeah,
Gotta
I
love
remember
those ample
those.
iPod players.
They could hold like a whole CD. Man, those were awesome.
Woo!
Yeah.
How ample were they?
Yeah. In 1984, and I was alive for this one.
I was too.
The first infant to receive an organ from another species happened. Yeah.
Huh.
They got.
I wonder if it was me.
I think it was a kidney or a something, an adenoid. The dangling thing in the back of your throat. I don't know what the hell they got, but it was something from a different species of. It was probably from a pig, because they started that a lot. But
I wouldn't mind getting a horse dick transplant surgery.
that wouldn't be so bad. I'd take
Yeah.
that. I just call myself a hippogriff after that, and then I just turn into a hippogriff. Let's see. In 1945, this coming week, or this week, the United Nations is founded. So
Oh, okay.
there's that.
Yeah.
Nice
Good
piece
stuff.
of.
I mean,
yeah.
depending on who you ask, but
Oh,
I know
true.
some people
true.
who are very like worst thing that ever happened in history.
There are quite a few differing opinions on this matter, but
Yeah.
yeah. In 1926,
I definitely wasn't alive.
the last performance of Houdini.
Oh.
Yeah, because he got punched.
Yeah.
He got punched when he wasn't ready for it. And he died. 1779.
Well, there was a time skip. All right.
There's a time skip, but you gotta check this out, okay? 1779.
All right.
The first person to jump with a parachute.
Really?
Can you imagine it being 1779 and you're gonna jump off something with a parachute? Can't be a plane, right?
No.
So somebody jumped off something with a parachute on, and I guess it worked.
What did they say? What they jumped off of? Like a cliff?
No, it
mountain?
didn't. It did not mention that at all. Did not mention it. I'm curious. Maybe they jumped off a horse. Just climbed on top of a horse and went wee, and that was it. Boom. Yeah.
You don't really need a parachute for that, but
Well, maybe a giraffe. Jumped off a giraffe. That makes it a little better. And finally, in 1682, the city of Philadelphia was founded. So,
For better or worse.
Hello to all you over there in Philly. I know how you're doing over there. I know your power system it fucking sucks. I know the whole thing.
as I
But,
found out, the one and only Anthrocon I got to go to before they moved out of Philly.
Yeah.
I actually got to go to the last Philly. My first Anthrocon was its last Philly appearance.
Was that at the Wyndham?
Yes, it was.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And I learned something about Philly that day. I was like, wow, look at how beautiful it is. And wow, there's a lot of homeless people. Holy shit.
Well, you know what? We try to look past that. We try to be positive, and the way I say it is 1682. Thank goodness for the city that made one of the best sandwiches that's ever been made.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Philly cheesesteak.
Philly cheesesteak.
All will hail the Philly. I mean, I was happy. I got to have a real Philly cheesesteak in Philly one time. I was so happy about that.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy because I got sick the next morning, but that was beyond the point.
Oh, God. Well, let's move on to the dumb laws.
Pay attention to the dumbness of our laws.
Okay, guys. Hello, Maryland. Today we're talking about Maryland.
How merry are they in Maryland?
You know, I don't know, but I think looking into some of their crazy laws might actually explain to us how merry they may be in Maryland. Number one, thistles may not grow in one's yard. So you can't grow thistles in your yard.
What, does anyone really just on purpose grow thistles? Like, this is my thistle patch.
I'm not sure. I know I've seen thistles before, but here's the thing. As long as you don't touch them, I think they're pretty.
Well, yeah, but
but apparently you can't have them there. They're like, no, don't have that. I don't know. Maybe they're an invasive species up there or something like that. Because
possibly
Maryland doesn't seem like a place where thistles would grow, you know?
I don't know what kind of conditions they need, to be perfectly honest.
Dry, a lot of dryness, which Maryland I don't think is dry. So, yeah, weird. But let's see. 2, men may not buy drinks for female bartenders.
What? Why?
And I don't know why. I don't know why they separated out the bartenders.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you know I'm a rather dry individual.
Yeah.
I don't drink a lot. Is it a common practice in bars to buy drinks for the bartender?
Well, see, I don't know. The first thing is that if they're on duty, if they're working and being a bartender,
right,
then they're not supposed to drink anyway because they're working. Right?
Yeah, I would imagine that. Yeah, that's why I'm really confused.
So is this like not buying drinks for female bartenders that are not on duty? Like ones that have got off work and they're bartender, but they're not working right now, and you can't buy them a drink because they're a bartender? I don't know.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that is the weirdest thing. A third one: eating while swimming in the ocean is prohibited.
I mean, because there's nothing. I want to take my bologna sandwich we talked about earlier and just take that into the ocean because.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, just give me a good hunk of ocean, a surfboard, and a ham salad sandwich right there at the same time, and I'll be happy. Yeah,
I mean, how are people supposed to appreciate, what was it, Nacho Day? How can we have nachos if we can't go out and eat them in the ocean?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's beyond me. So far, Maryland isn't sounding very happy to me. I don't know.
Either that or they had to be very merry to come up with some of these laws, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. Definitely. Number 4, a woman may not go through her husband's pockets while he's sleeping.
I think they need to. I mean, that's a good start. But I think that should just be anyone should not be allowed. By law, it should be illegal for anyone to go through anyone's pockets while they're sleeping.
You would think. You would think that would just be illegal to do that, but
yeah.
Apparently, specifically for women going through their husband's pockets. I don't know. Maybe there's a bunch of untrustworthy women there. I have no idea.
You know what? If I was a married woman, I already know how to get away around that. I tell my kids to do it.
Well, there you go. Right there. Let's see. Number 5, it is illegal to forecast or pretend to foretell the future. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anti-bullshit laws. I love anti-bullshit laws.
Well, now, here's the thing. Does that apply to weathermen?
Oh.
You know?
Shit. See, I was thinking about the whole fortune teller psychic bullshit, but yeah, you got a point there.
I'm pretty sure that's what they're thinking about too with the law, but still, what about, what about people who predict stocks? You know, things like that.
Ooh, there we go. Well, they're not, see, when you're predicting stocks, you're not predicting the future.
But you're predicting what will happen with the future in stocks.
See, okay. See, now we're moving words around in the same sentence.
Yeah, I know. It's a very confusing law. I have no idea. Number 6. Oh God, I don't even know. It is illegal to wash or scrub sinks no matter how dirty they get.
What?
That's what it says.
Their kitchens must stank to high heaven.
They got to stank. Yeah, they got to stank like a goat taint in there. But surely this can't be something that they actually enforce. I mean, they can't enforce this, right?
I mean maybe it's one of those double charge things, that they have to come to your house to answer a domestic violence charge or whatever, and they look over and see your sink is just like, you scrubbed your sink.
Extra charge for you. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. That's maybe what they do. I have no idea. It's a violation to be in a public park with a sleeveless shirt.
What?
That can't be. That can't still be. With a sleeveless shirt. I have no idea why. No idea why.
I mean, I do know some people. I've actually met some people in my life who, the undershirt. The tank top undershirt?
Yeah, sure.
I've actually known some people who consider that underwear and therefore indecent to wear visibly.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's it. Number 8, in Ocean City, in the early 1900s, okay, I'm glad that it pointed that out. Early 1900s prohibited men from going topless on the boardwalk.
So they can't wear tank tops or sleeveless shirts, and they can't wear nothing. What else is there? God.
They've got to wear, you know, a 3-piece suit. Yeah, while they're walking on the beach in Maryland. Let's see, number 9. You cannot have an antenna exposed outside of your house. So,
really?
I guess if you're in the middle of nowhere, like outside of town or something, and you have an antenna sitting on top of your roof, that's bad. That's illegal over there.
I know, like, a lot of those don't work anymore because, you know, when we switched all to digital and whatnot. I thought they made digital versions of those antennae.
They do, and they usually sit in the house. I mean, they're just.
Well, no, I mean, I've seen like the ones that go outside, like the big ones they're like the old ones.
Huh? I don't know. I have no idea. And finally, number 10. You cannot You cannot swear while inside the city limits of Baltimore.
I swear, that sounds stupid.
That sounds really fucking stupid to me.
So you remember how I said I did want to go to Boston? There we go.
There we go.
I can't swear. I'd be in jail. I'd just be walking around and stub my toe and go, ah, fuck! And it's, oh, now I'm in jail.
Now you're in jail. It doesn't matter how much Boston cream stuff you have. It's just, sorry, you gotta go. But either way, that's Maryland for you guys this week. I enjoyed it. I actually lived really close to Maryland once. I lived in Delaware, which borders Maryland, and we went to the boardwalk. Yeah, we went there all the time.
City, Delaware.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, you could drive across the whole state in about 25 minutes, so it was no big deal. But yeah, hey, for now, let's move on to some horse sense.
Does the horse have sense today?
Well, greetings and salutations out there. I think it's time for some more horse sense.
I like the idea.
Yeah, I do too. And you know what else I like? An idea I like? I like an idea that people put out there. It's an idea that, you know what? Race, gender, sexual orientation, you know, your place of origin. That shit shouldn't matter. You know what? It shouldn't. I agree with that. But you know what? If it shouldn't, then it shouldn't. Yeah. Because those same people, and I've listened to several podcasts over the past week, and it just started to drive me insane. They love to bandy it. You know, it shouldn't matter what a person is. You know, it shouldn't matter that that they're black or trans or, you know, insert whatever. But these same people are also the same people who love to come up to you and go, "Hey, you know that thing you like? That thing you like was made by a trans person." You know that you know. Oh man, the producer of such and such movie, who by the way is a black guy. You know, they have to stop to point it out to you that they're a specific race or sexual orientation or gender. It's like, wait, I thought you said it shouldn't matter. Well, yeah, exactly. It shouldn't matter, but you know, but you got to think about representation and blah blah blah. Wait. Are we worried about representation, or are we worried about treating everybody equally? And these things shouldn't matter because we're all human beings, and we should all treat each other as human beings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got me on this one because I've seen this happen so many times. It's like, well, you know, it really shouldn't matter if people are black or trans or gay, but you wouldn't understand that because you're male and white. And it's like, yes. Really? Did you really just do that? Oh my God! It's
something that drives me up the wall. It's like, can you not see the hypocrisy of what you're doing right there? Can you not? It's one of those things like we talked about earlier. You know, it's like, you know, people can't think past themselves.
Yeah.
It's like, here's the thing: we are never, ever going to get to equality, to the point where we look at each other as human beings. You know, regardless of what it is, if we stop every time, you know, like, oh, that person over there that did this thing, oh, they're this thing. You know, by the way, just in case you couldn't notice, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because I apparently can't use my eyeballs to go, oh, yeah, that person has darker skin than me. Yeah, good for them. Good for them. It's like, no. You need to acknowledge that they have different skin than you. It's like, why? It doesn't matter. I thought you said it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
So that right there, I want people to take that with them. in their day-to-day lives. And yes, you notice. I mean, you can't help but notice when someone's different than you. Because guess what? Every single human being on the planet is different from you because they're not you.
Yeah.
So how about we stop worrying about the differences? We stop worrying about it because guess what? Everyone is different. Every single fucking human being who's ever existed in this planet, even people who think like you, you're like, well, I'm part of this group. Every last one of the people in that group with you, they're all different. They're all different in some way, even if you share a thing with them. They're still all different. Stop focusing on the differences. Stop focusing on the differences and start focusing on why we're the same. What brings us together. Why we're all human fucking beings. That's my horse sense for today.
I like it. I have a good. I think that's a good one. That's a good one for today, and I have been seeing that a lot lately. It seems like the people who gripe the most about people who are they call them racists or Nazis or something like that. Well, you group people together and you don't like them, and then they turn around and do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
They turn around and group people, and then they decide whether or not they like that group of people. It's
the people who are all like, it's like there's no such thing as positive racism. And people are like, or positive stereotypes. When you're like, well, all the Asians are really good at math. Which is like, first off, how can you be mad at that kind of stereotype? If I was an Asian, I'd be like, hell yeah.
It's like, that's right.
To deal with it, bitches. But it's like, it's like there's no such thing as a positive stereotype. But then they're going to go ahead and group people together based on something. It's like. It drives me nuts. It drives me up the wall.
Well, I don't, and I know you guys out there, you probably know this, but I don't go in much for identitarianism. I hate identitarianism. What I do like is individualism. I like, judging people based on themselves and no one else. Identitarianism.
That's how the word should work, though. You should be basing every individual based on them individually. You cannot judge somebody based on what their parents did, their friends did. They said anything other than their own merits. How can you sit there and judge anything based on their own? They had no choice in their skin color or their birth, place where they were born, or their heritage. They have no choice in that. How can you judge them on that? You can only judge them on what they've done.
Well, yeah, and doing, saying something, making a judgment, say like white privilege. Let's talk about white privilege for instance. Well, how's that any different from saying that, black people rob convenience stores or, any other fully, racial narrative that you can put together about any other race? I mean, there are people laying in the street that don't have a home, they're starving, and they're white. Look at all the privilege this guy has,
Exactly.
So it's based on individual stuff. On individual.
My parents, they scrimped for everything that we got. They worked their asses off and still had to scrimp. They had to do extra little things just so we can pay for tuition for school.
Yeah.
There was no privilege. They weren't given anything. So that we can go to school. They had to work their asses off and sacrifice so much.
Well, one of these days, these folks will grow up. They will grow up eventually. And when they do, it's going to be fun to watch them all go, wait, what was I thinking? I was a moron. And then I'm going to be right there going, yep, you were.
But at the same time, though, then they're sitting there and you're going, yep, you were. And, hey, let's get past that together now. Let's get back together. Let's move past this together and we all grow together.
I would like that. I think that'd be an awesome thing to do. We're going to go on to Love It or Shove It now. I'm going to have a problem with this one because I don't know if I have any.
You must love it or shove it.
All right, so I may pick up some things that I forgot and then remembered, but I mean, I really looked this week for stuff to love and then stuff to shove, and I really couldn't think of anything. I suppose I do have one Love It now.
Oh, okay.
Well, and that was the Alien movie coming out. That's...
Yeah.
I can pick that now, but I already told you guys about that. What about you? What do you got?
Well, I first Love It is, I don't know how many of you guys saw that the new Pokemon information they showed, but I will tell you one thing: I am in love with Chungus Chew.
Well, I missed that.
There's a big old fat Pikachu.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's supposed to be like if you have save data from the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu edition.
Yeah.
You can in the new Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can get this Pikachu who looks like his original artwork from like the original Pokemon, where he was like this fat, round little thing.
Okay.
But he's like gigantic.
Wow.
So he's like giant Chungus Pikachu, or is just his name Chungus Chew?
Did they? So they basically Chungused Pikachu.
Yes, they absolutely did.
That's funny. Now I need to see this. Oh man. Well, I guess I could say that I'm happy the Outer Worlds is coming out here pretty soon, and I've been jumping onto the hype for that one. I don't know, but we're gonna see if it's any good, and I'm gonna check it out and get that going. And of course, there's also Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out as well. So yeah, that's both those are awesome.
I'm prepping to get all the secret stuff from GTA Online for Red Dead 2.
Oh yeah. So what's your other love it?
Another love it is Square Enix came out and they finally gave Final Fantasy 14's patch 5.1 a release date of October 29th. I can't wait. New raids, new story. Cannot wait to play it. Complete with a new trailer that set my hype levels through the roof.
Through the ceiling. There they go. Oops, my height just hit the top of the building. Damn.
It's like those cartoons where they get so excited they turn into little rockets and they fly off.
Yeah.
That was me.
Oh, well, let's see. Well, now it's shove it time, and I don't know if I'm gonna have any shove it's. I was lucky enough to come up with some love it's there. But we're gonna start with your shove it because I have no idea where I'm going with this.
My first shove it is do you know who Critical Role are?
Does not sound familiar.
Critical Role is a D&D group played by all voice actors, like famous voice actors.
Okay.
Led by Matthew Mercer. He's a voice actor. He's almost like what's that voice actor who does like Nathan Drake? He's like the Nolan North. He's almost like Nolan North voice actor. He's in fucking everything. Well, they recently did this this one-off where they were like they did a joke D&D session where it was sponsored by Wendy's. So the whole thing was Wendy's themed, and they made jokes about Wendy's, poked fun, had fun with it. People got all butthurt. People were all like, Wendy's, oh my god, do you know the horrible things Wendy's does? Oh my god, you fucking assholes for, teaming up with, and something just fell off my desk.
Oops.
And they're like, you motherfuckers for teaming up with Wendy's, now could you side with Wendy's and all these horrible things they do? So they got all scared and all terrified. Oh shit, we did it bad. And they took the fucking episode down and deleted it and got rid of it. And
I guess as kind of a side shove it, maybe I should have brought up this list, but I didn't think about it. They had a list of shows, original Netflix shows, that they have decided to cancel now because people went wham. There's they do this all the time. They'll like every few months they'll bring out, okay, here's a list of shows that are getting canceled because people went wham, and now you can't watch them anymore. I'm gonna shove on that because that's stupid. If there's a show out there and you don't like it, you don't want to watch it, then turn the damn thing off.
Watch it.
Turn it off and don't watch it, and don't try and take it away from people. I mean, Jesus, that's what old ladies used to do in the 60s, burning books and shit. Come on, that's what Nazis used to do in the 1940s. So
I like Dave Chappelle said it best in his that Sticks and Stones stand-up, where he's like, right now I know people are watching this on Netflix and they're getting all upset about it, but guess what? You saw my face and you clicked on it.
Yeah, you clicked on my face. Yeah, I'm glad you saw that, by the way. It was amazing. It was such a great thing.
That was fucking hilarious. I love it. He fucking, ripped on everybody, including people like yourself and me.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Hell yeah, and guess what I did? I went, ha. I didn't go, where? I went, ha.
Yeah. Gotta laugh at, you have to laugh. If you can't laugh at yourself, then you're losing at life. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself first, and then you're okay to laugh at anything else. But I know you've got another shove it, don't you?
I do. And that other shove it, the new Addams Family movie.
Oh, you're not gonna, huh?
I'm still gonna, because it's Addams Family.
Okay.
But every review I've been reading, nearly every review makes me go,
oh.
And even I had a friend who went and saw it, and he came back to me. He said, "Okay, tell you what, do you like Despicable Me?" I'm like, "That was all right. I mean, when they weren't, force feeding those fucking minion guys down our throats.
Yeah.
The rest of it, that was okay." He's like, "Well, imagine like Despicable Me with the Addams Family, but they took out the Ookie part from Spooky and Ookie."
Oh.
Yeah. There's the Spooky, they're all together Ookie.
Yeah,
They took the Ookie part out of from the Spooky and Ookie.
But I liked the Ookie.
I liked the Ookie too. It's basically my buddy's like, it's like discount Despicable Me, but with Addams Family characters.
Oh.
I was like, ah.
No.
But I'm still going to see it because it's hard to make a judgment call when you haven't actually seen it. In fact, you shouldn't make a judgment call when you haven't actually seen it.
That is true. That is true.
And I can't help it. I love Addams Family. I love the original show. I loved the 90s movies. Well, there was that Addams Family 3 that was actually kind of hot garbage, but still.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Oh man. Well, I think that's a fairly good show we've got going this time. I think we did a good job. Do you guys think we did a good job? I hope we did a good job. If you think we did a good job, let us know. Let us know on Patreon or on YouTube, wherever, or just, hey, message me. You guys know how to get a hold of us. So, we're going to take off for now. We're going to end the show. You guys know to write to dear2letters@hotmail.com. You guys know that. And we'll see you again, I think next week. Next week we'll see you again.
Yes.
And, see you guys later, and, hope you guys have a great week.